Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tea and the Butty podcast with me, Dominic.
And me, Erica.
And today we're going to be talking, this is another one-off episode. It's not really part of a series because we finished the culture one, so... this one's top 10 things that British people do that are weird.
Yeah.
As compiled by Erica.
Yeah.
After living with me for 10 years.
No, what I did is I took down some of the things that I could remember thinking were weird when I've been to Britain.
Yeah.
Or just from talking to you over the years. But I also looked at a bunch of lists.
Yeah.
Of other people's compilations of weird things. And for the most part, they all have kind of the same things on the list.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I picked the ones I tried not to go along with just what everybody else was saying unless I genuinely thought, yeah, that is weird. Why do they do that? You know?
Why do they do these things?
Yeah, I mean, there's some things on there that are like, I don't know. They're relative, really. You look at it and you go, well, I mean, is that weird? It's just tradition. Like
Traditions.
I can accept some things as well. This is probably just the way this has always been, or like, I don't know. They had things like carpet in the bathrooms, which I don't really remember being. Maybe at your grand's house, I think.
Yeah, we used to, and in the old house in Penalt.
But the house I grew up in as a little kid before we moved to Austin, and also my grandparents' house had carpet in the bathroom, so it's like that wasn't so weird to me. I've seen that before. I don't know. There were other things on the list that I was like, yeah, I mean, is that weird? I don't know. Like, or some things I just didn't really even experience, so I chose not to include them. But anyway, so this is my list of
Your
top.
personalized list.
My personalized list.
Number one.
In no particular order.
No particular order,
yeah,
but
I didn't rank these at all.
I've numbered them anyway just so we know. Number one is putting everything on toast.
Yes.
Everything.
And I don't mean like nuts and bolts and
you do.
Nails and screws, things like
Probably would as well. Sounds like a good thing.
But yeah, in Britain, I mean, there's like beans on toast.
Egg on toast.
You put like spaghetti-o type pasta,
spaghetti, yeah,
right?
spaghetti
like,
hoops.
Spaghetti hoops.
Spaghetti hoops.
And it's just like...
A real 1970s staple they were.
And this is nothing that I saw on anybody's
Bananas
list.
on toast. Bananas.
There you go, yeah.
And cheese. Cheese is my favorite on toast.
Well, I mean, that's sort of like grilled cheese.
Sort of like grilled cheese. But then we've also got these things called toasties, which are similar things to grilled cheese.
Thing, right?
Yeah, but they make them in like a toasted sandwich maker, but it comes out looking really nice.
And then Wales, they have that Welsh rarebit. And
Welsh
that's the same
rarebit,
thing
which is
cheese on toast.
Cheese on toast. Yeah, I think it's a different type of cheese because I mean, with plain old basic cheese on toast, you just get cheddar and you just stick it under the grill.
So this is one of the things.
And you put a bit of Worcestershire sauce on it at the end.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So this
Yummy.
is one of those things that I came up with personally because of
beans
you.
On toast.
Beans on toast, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah,
or you said your gran used to eat the spaghetti rings on toast.
Yeah, spaghetti rings on toast, and she used to like, oh god. Well, she used to, everything that came out of a tin usually went on toast.
It's so odd. Why? I mean,
because it just kind of breaks it up. It's like she used to get these tins of macaroni and cheese.
I guess if you include a piece of toast with it, it's like it's gonna go. You're gonna feel full longer, I guess. But why put it on? Why does it have to be on the toast? I don't understand.
Some people do beans, and I mean, it's kind of beans in Britain are kind of different to the beans over here, because they're kind of like sweeter over here. They're kind of like
baked beans. You're talking
baked
about.
Beans, that's what we're talking about. Baked beans on toast. Mm-hmm. And it's like in a tomato sauce. It's a little different, but. Yeah. Also, you can just have that, and you can have that at like breakfast, lunch, or dinner, any time of day. It's a snack. It's a nice little snack.
It's not. It's really not.
It's delicious. You love it.
Why does it have to be on top of the toast? I don't understand.
Because it's toast.
Okay, that's the explanation.
Because it's toast. No, we love bread.
No, the funny thing is that I thought that was really weird.
To make it a little bit more posh, beans on toast, you can put cheese on it as well. Just sprinkle a bit of cheese on it, and it's gourmet. It's gourmet.
Sounds horrendous. I don't know. What I found funny though is when we were in Spain, they do it as well.
Put everything on toast?
Yeah. It's more meats and vegetables and things like that. But yeah, I mean, several of the things that I ordered when we go out to eat came on toast.
Yeah, in southern Spain. I don't know if it's the same in northern Spain, but we were in...
And it was like chicken and cheese.
We were down near Malaga.
Or chicken and vegetables or whatever. And it would just be on like this really thick...
Oh, pork.
Hard piece of toast.
Used to eat pork.
Yeah, it was good though, actually. So I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. You see, you're complaining about it.
It depends on what you're putting on the toast.
I think if you were really starving and someone served you beans on toast, you wouldn't pass it up.
Why does it have to be on toast? No, why can't I just have like a bowl of beans and then just have like a piece of toast on the side? Why does it have to be on top of the toast?
Because putting them together, it's a marriage made in heaven.
Okay, anyway, so number 2.
Moving on swiftly.
Yes.
Number 2 is pantomime. You don't really get that.
I do not get that, and I don't know that I saw that on any of the lists either, but so explain what pantomime is for...
Trying to explain... It's
for
like...
my American friends.
It's theatre for kids, basically. Is what it is. It's nothing to do with really miming or anything like that. I mean, that there is pantomime is kind of like, you get a mime and stuff, and that's kind of like that's a different sort of thing. But pantomime to Britain and British people, usually around the Christmas and the New Year period.
And this is the main thing I don't understand is what does it have to do with Christmas? Like, why is this a big thing around Christmas time? Because it's not particularly it's not like a Christmas production. It's not like a Christmas story.
No, usually what it is, it's based on like fairy tales and like Disney things that have been made into Disney films. Like Aladdin is the most famous one that it's based on.
Okay.
And it's actually, it's not like the Disney movie, and you'll have like Aladdin's mother is Widow Twankey.
And it'll be usually, like a man dressed.
It's a man dressed in drag. Yeah, I mean, one of the
British people. This is another thing, and I didn't put this on the list, but British people love
dressing up as women.
Love dressing in drag. Yeah, it's like a thing that they find hilarious for some reason. I do not understand that either, but
I mean, it's been a staple of many like films and TV over the years.
Well, I mean, okay, that goes all the way back to Shakespeare times, I would imagine, because
women weren't allowed to act back then, so you had to do that. So that's probably where it came from. Yeah, I mean, Widow Twankey though is like it's like the dame, in like the Nutcracker.
Okay.
What's her name in the Nutcracker? The dame.
The dame. I don't know.
Or whatever. They get a star to play.
Oh.
Don't they? In like in the theatre productions,
really.
not really. Well, okay, forget that then.
The mother. Oh yeah, what is her name?
Mother Goose.
She's the one that has all the kids under her skirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
They get a star. That's sort of like what the Widow Twankey is in the Aladdin in the pantomime.
Okay.
Usually they'll get a famous face to play it. Like famously at the Old Vic in 2004, Ian McKellen played Widow Twankey.
I guess that is usually a man in the Nutcracker as well.
Yeah, it's like it's a man in drag. Yeah.
The mother,
yeah. And he played Sir Ian McKellen played Widow Twankey in 2004 at the Old Vic, and everybody was just like, and he wanted to do it. And, it's like they have all like the innuendo and stuff like that. Your front porch could do with a good lick. The kids watch it, but they don't get it,
Yeah.
So it's like, there's all that kind of like stuff going on there. It's for the adults too, it's wink, wink, nudge, nudge humor, And it's just something that's been around for years and years.
It's one of those weird British things.
It's a British tradition. And if pantomime was taken away, then I don't know what we'd do.
But why is it at Christmas time? I mean, specifically.
'Cause
why not just like all year round?
I don't know. I mean, it's traditionally around Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, surely there's some panto going on. I mean, for example, I follow John Chalice, who played Boise in Only Fools and Horses on Twitter, and he does panto a lot.
Yeah.
And usually it's like based on stuff like, like Aladdin and Hook and, all these like old fairy tales and stuff like that. Peter Pan,
not to get too like deep or political, but I am really kind of surprised that people don't throw a fit that these straight men are dressing in drag and having a laugh about it.
They probably do
nowadays.
But it's like,
it's
a little bit pushing the envelope, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if
it's a little bit like, it's like,
I wonder if we complain about things like that more here in America than British people do.
Oh no. There's people who complain about everything, and there's like committees and stuff that are set up to deal with people's complaints about things.
Yeah.
Like for example, they show a rape scene or something on the BBC. Someone will complain. It'll go to Ofcom.
Right, that rape scene in Downton Abbey.
Yeah. Well,
I remember
on ITV.
That was
a big point in Ofcom, and Ofcom are like, "Oh, have they breached television standards rules? Have they done this?" And it's like, nah, they haven't really, because I mean, times are changing.
Yeah.
Back in the 1980s, it would have been like, no, you've done it now. Get away.
Yeah.
Get away from telly. So anyway, moving on.
Number 3.
To number 3.
Number 3 on my list is drinking tea even when it's hot outside.
Drinking tea right now, even when it's hot
and
outside.
We're talking again now. This is British people, so remember, it's hot tea that they're drinking. It's not iced tea like what we would drink over here. I mean, drinking iced tea for me is like, yeah, I'll drink that all day long when it's hot outside.
Gobs of iced tea.
Yeah. But I remember in the summer, or sometimes you do it here even, actually. We'll go out for a walk or something and we'll come home and I'm just like sweating.
Well, I did it this morning.
And it's hot and you're like, okay, cup of tea. And I'm like, no, it's like 95 degrees outside. Like, no, I'll have a glass of ice water. Thank you very much. Like, yeah, I do not understand that at all. And I remember when I went to Britain in the summer. And I think you were like making tea in the mornings or whatever. And I think I did have it. But in the afternoon, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make iced tea. And I don't know, had you ever had? Yeah, you had had iced tea before that. Yeah, but
I hadn't had it homemade, but I'd had.
Yeah, I was like, this is what you drink in the heat, not like a steaming cup of freaking scalding hot tea. Jeez.
It doesn't get that hot in Britain, to be fair.
No, it does. It does.
Now it does. Now it does.
It does. I mean, I got a sunburn in Britain.
Thanks to climate change.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you did get a sunburn because we were out in the...
Yes. Who gets sunburn in Britain?
We went to the beach. It was lovely. And you got sunburn. You're like, I think I got sunburn. Oh, no.
But, and there's no central air. So it's just like, why are you...
Open a window, let the bees and flies in.
It's hot outside. Like, there's no central air. And you're sitting there drinking a hot cup of tea. Just no.
Delicious.
It's not right. It is really not right. And just to go along with that, I don't know. I guess I can understand it. But just the drinking tea all day long.
All day long. It's an addiction. No, it really is an addiction. It's a national addiction.
No, is it literally a caffeine addiction?
No, I think it's just an addiction to like a routine of like, okay, it's like it's so imprinted into the consciousness. I mean, obviously I'm not speaking for everybody here.
Yeah.
But it's so imprinted into the consciousness that,
I mean, it's like cup of tea. It's like, no, I want to have a water. I want to have lemonade or.
You can have a water after you've had a cup of tea.
But I mean, is it a thing to like quench your thirst, or are you just drinking it habitually?
I think it's drinking it habitually. Because, I mean, it's strange. When I'm looking at it from the outside point of view, I'm like, what the hell am I drinking so many cups of tea a day? I mean, I don't do it here. I mean, I have one in the morning and that's it.
It seems to make more sense to me to have it in the morning.
Yeah, I mean I can English breakfast tea.
Maybe after dinner.
Like my dad, it's like every hour on the hour. Every half hour on the half hour. It's like...
It's like we just had a cup of tea.
It's like we just finished the last one and he's like, do you want more tea? I'll make you another cup. It's okay. It's like he's turned into my gran with that. My gran... It was like all day, every day, tea.
Oh
It's like she went through like 2 boxes of tea bags in like 2 hours.
It's so funny. Yeah, I don't know.
And funnily enough, right, you know, it's like a common thing in Britain that like every house has a kettle. That's like the first thing that goes in the house. Yeah. You know, you move house, it's like, get the kettle out. Yeah. It's like, you know, never mind the couch or anything like that, or the chairs or anything. It's get the kettle out, plug it in, get water, tea bags, let's have a cup of tea.
Yes. No, I remember I remember being in Britain, and I guess out with your dad, and we'd be out, or maybe it was in Spain, I don't know, out walking, and we'd had like a day out, and we'd come home, we're like, oh, we're tired, you know. He's like, oh, I want a cup of tea. It's like, that'll really solve this freaking issue of our feet aching, and like, you know, we're hot and we're tired and walking around. Oh, gotta have a cup of tea
to relax. And it's also something, you know, like if something's gone wrong, it's like, better put the kettle on. You know?
Yeah, no, I've seen people say that. Have a cup of tea to relax. Is it relaxing? Is a cup of tea relaxing?
I'm very relaxed right now. I mean, I'm drinking one right now, actually, honestly.
No, he literally is. Yeah, and I just finished mine, so.
She couldn't escape it. She wanted water, but I gave her tea. Moving swiftly along.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4, you and I have
I've discussed this with you.
We've had discussions about this because I just cannot. Okay, number 4 is saying Z instead of Z. Like the letter of the alphabet.
XYZ.
Yes. XYZ. What is that about? And I don't know. I have not done the research to see like who came up with the alphabet first or whatever.
It was the Greeks, actually. But,
yeah, but I mean, so then maybe it's their alphabet is like, yeah, but they don't say A, B, C. They say alpha, beta. You know.
Yeah.
That's the Greek alphabet.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which came first, Z or Z.
I think it was invented, Z. We say Z because of, I just see it in like a way of saying, you know, you're saying Z and it's like you're spelling something out on the phone. Mm-hmm. Or you're spelling something out to like, you know, like a number plate or something. Z, it sounds like C. Are you saying C as in Charlie or Z as in zebra? You know?
Right. I guess.
Z is in zebra, you know.
We were watching these YouTubers that we watch sometimes, and I think she has a Z in her last name. And they were in Texas, actually. And she was having to spell her name to, I guess, the hotel or something when they were checking in. And she said Z, you know.
I go, how are you spelling that? And she goes, Z, you know. And they were like, what?
Yeah. They were like, what? And it is really like, what? Because I had never heard that before you.
I mean, heard Z.
No, I mean, like, well, I guess most of the first things that we've mentioned so far I had never heard of before you. Drinking tea, obviously, I knew British people drunk tea, but
they drink tea all the time.
but Zed, no.
The only information you had about Britain was National Lampoon's European Vacation, where Chevy Chase is driving around the roundabout.
Harry Potter,
because he cannot get left. Well, Harry Potter, yeah, but that's like magical Britain, which you're not actually supposed to know about, and J.K. Rowling has really breached Ofcom rules by writing about.
But yeah, so let us know in the comments or tweet or Facebook us whether if you are American, if you had any knowledge that the British people say Z instead of Z for the letter Z, because that is definitely one thing that I had never ever heard of. So anyway, moving
swiftly along. Okay, number 5 is another one that I've heard so many people complain about.
Yeah, and this is on the list. I did see this one on the list, but I was like, yeah, it is a crazy one. Separate taps. It's only in the older
not his and her taps. It's hot and cold taps.
Right, but it looks like it should be his and her taps. No, and your explanation of it is that you're meant to put the plug in the sink and fill the sink up, and you
wash. Yeah, it's kind of like it's an old-fashioned.
But what? That's like a I don't know. You have to really take your time. I mean, you're supposed to take your time to wash your hands anyway, but you have to take even longer to, like, you have to really give your hands a bath to do that.
Yes.
Like, fill the sink with...
Yeah. I mean, it's like...
It's crazy because the hot water comes out, like, scalding hot. Like, you do not even need to put it in the kettle. Like, just fill your teacup up with the water that is coming out of that hot
scalding
tap.
hot water and freezing cold water.
Yeah.
And it's just old plumbing. It's just Victorian kind of plumbing.
It's old plumbing, but I don't know that the old
or even Roman plumbing, you could say. But
I don't know that the old places we have over here have that.
I don't know. I mean, well, they've been constantly updated over here. You know, in Britain they don't really update that.
Let us know if you. This is another thing now.
In an old house, anyway.
If you're American, let us know if maybe you live on the East Coast, let's say, because things are older over there.
It's part of the original.
Yeah, let us know if you've ever been in a very, very old building over there that has separate taps, one tap for hot and one tap for cold, because I just feel like that's crazy town. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like you turn them both on and you're kind of going whoosh, 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 back and forth, trying not to burn your hands, trying not to freeze your hands.
Usually, growing up, I always wash my hands in the cold.
Just the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, what usually would happen is, you know, if I needed a shave, I'd fill the sink.
Yeah.
And it usually be
hot brushing your teeth, it's like, okay, just cold water, but...
Yeah, cold water for that.
Yeah, I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy town.
It is. That's a weird thing.
I mean, some of the newer houses have...
yeah, I would think most of the newer houses
a spigot, as they call it. You know, it's just one tap and, you know, two taps to turn it on.
Number 6 is...
Number 6, moving along now.
It's one that we all know about, but it is weird, really, when you think about the majority of the world drives on the right side of the road, and then Britain drives on the left. Number 6 is...
Driving on the wrong side of the road.
Driving on the wrong side of the road. Yeah, I don't... You know, I read an explanation, and it seemed like, okay, it seemed like it made sense, but then it was like, wait a minute, no, this does not really make sense at all. And the explanation was that in medieval times, most people are right-handed. So in medieval times, they would go on the left side of the road because the opponents or whoever,
like a
jousting, or just like you needed to be careful, you know, whoever, someone might come up and get you, and so you have to have your right hand free so you can jab whoever, you know, and that's the explanation. It makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it does.
But it's been a long time since medieval times, and that was way before driving cars.
Way before driving cars.
And we drive cars over here, and we came from British people, so that it would seem that we would all drive on that side of the road.
The main thing with over here is it's like there was a conscious decision to not be like Britain after the revolution. You know, it was like they drink tea, we're gonna drink coffee because tea is a traitor's drink.
Yeah.
And we're not going to drive on this side of the road on the left side of the road because, you know, they do. So we're thinking
that, okay,
we drive on the left,
that medieval,
right,
so that medieval thing evolved into then stagecoaches and carriages and everything, and they were driving on that side of the road. So we're talking about before automobiles, before cars. When we came over here, okay, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's
over
tradition.
Here
it's
and
like the tea thing, you know. It's like people just drink it and they don't know why they're doing it.
But I just think that's ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, I cannot imagine. There has to be more of a reason why we all drive on the
I don't know. Yeah,
side.
I mean, it warrants further study. Anyway,
yes. Number 7, we have talked about in another podcast, and that is stores closing early.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
Very annoying.
And so weird. Even in big cities, like even
they
in
shut
London,
up shop at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Like whenever regular businesses close, stores close. And we're not talking about grocery stores. So grocery stores are going to stay open. You're going to be able to do your grocery shopping after work. But like, what about, I need a new dress, but you just have to go on the weekend. I need a new dress
at 6 o'clock at night.
Well, I need a new dress for something I've got to do after work tomorrow. So, okay, I'll stop and
you have to go on your lunch break.
Go look. Yeah, you have to go on your lunch break, I guess. Yeah. Or you have to know that you're going to need a new dress ahead of time and go on the weekend.
Yeah, or you just buy it online.
Yeah.
I mean, now, anyway, but years ago, that wasn't the case,
But that's so crazy. Like, I think even tourist attractions close quite early.
Yeah. I mean, in London, I guess it does. I mean, maybe 6 or 7 o'clock they'll close.
It's just like people, and you know what?
Because people just want to go home. They don't want to deal with people.
Well, that's
what it is, really. Yeah. They just don't want to deal with people.
Yeah. No, thinking about it, I'm thinking that's a weird thing, but that probably just goes along with the quality of life discussion, our lifestyle, work-life balance.
Yes, yeah.
Podcast. If you haven't heard that one, go back. It's a few podcasts ago during our culture series. We did an episode talking about work-life balance in Britain versus America, and they have it better. They're doing it right in Britain.
We're doing it right.
And that probably, I mean, it's annoying to us Americans, but probably if we lived over there, we would be appreciative that, I'm working in retail, but I don't have to work until 8, 9, 10 o'clock. I can get off at 5 o'clock like everybody else. Yeah. Okay. So that's on the weird list, but maybe not so weird after all.
Well, the next one is number 8. Doctor's surgery.
Yes. Why do you people call it a doctor's surgery? Why? They don't perform surgery. It's a doctor's office. It's his office. Like you've made an appointment to see the doctor. You're going to his office. You didn't make an appointment for surgery. I don't understand this one at all. I find this one very, very weird.
The doctor's surgery, what we call surgery in the UK is like the doctor's office, yeah. And the surgery is open at, from 8 a.m. to whenever,
Yeah.
And what call actual surgery, what you would call surgery in the US, we call having an operation or going into theatre,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a surgical procedure, but it's called having an operation because I'm going to go into hospital and have an operation,
Yeah. So you don't really use the word surgery then?
I mean, in surgery, yeah. I mean, it depends. I mean, I don't really know, to be honest. I've just heard people say, I'm going to go have an operation on it,
Yeah.
Going to get my head removed tomorrow, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I don't know. You were like, oh, I've got to go to the doctor's surgery. And I was like, what? Doctor's surgery? What are you talking about? Your doctor's having surgery. What's going on?
But it's just a doctor's office and, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a nurse there and everything, but...
Weird. Number 9 is saying, that's all right, or...
That's all right, mama.
Or some sort of equivalent, rather than saying you're welcome when someone says
I say that's all right. If someone goes, thank you to me, I go, that's all right. That's okay.
Yeah, and I've read that before.
I mean,
this is not something that I've seen on lists. This is something that I have just thought of.
Because of me, probably.
Because of you, but I've also looked it up and I've seen that that's a thing
okay.
that British people do. Right. Yeah, you're all right. That's okay, or.
Because I mean, I guess it's because like you're welcome. You're welcome to what? Say to do it again, or what? It's like that's all right. It's the same sort of thing, really.
It strikes you though, as an American, a little bit rude at first until you get used to it. Yeah.
It's all right, mate.
It's like, what do you mean that's all right? I've just told you.
That's all right, mama.
Yeah. It's like,
right,
oh, thank you for doing this. And they're like, oh, that's all right. I don't know. I mean, it's equivalent to you're welcome, but it comes across as
you're
being
welcome.
sort of rude.
like Moana.
Until you're...
That song in Moana. You're welcome. Anyway.
Crickets.
Someone will get it. Someone's watched Moana. They'll.
I've seen Moana. I have no idea what you're talking about.
There was a little song in it.
Number 10 is another really weird one that I thought of on my own. I didn't really see this listed on any of the lists that I looked at. I don't know. Maybe British people don't realize that this is weird, so this didn't make the lists. Stag do's and hen parties. Now, we have bachelor and bachelorette parties, and they get crazy, whatever. Particularly bachelorette parties, they usually, I mean, not usually, they can make the woman who's going to get married wear, like, a shirt that says bride to be or something like that. But usually not everybody in the party dresses up.
Usually you can tell it's a stag or a hen do.
They like wear costumes.
You go to a pub. Sometimes it's costumes, but most of the time it's just a T-shirt saying Erica's hen do or Dominic's stag night. It's
the ones I've seen
and
like
it's
represented in
on a stag. And it'll have like the whoever's like getting married will be wearing the freaking horns, or she'll be wearing
horns
like a stag.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know if it might be something else, but in a hen do, it would be kind of like just.
No, I've seen them. They're wearing like
bride.
tutus and like crazy socks, and they're wearing like all kinds of crazy things in their head.
Yeah, and they go out to a pub and they get absolutely arseholed.
Yeah, or sometimes they have themes and they dress up in like costumes, and I don't know, I find it bizarre. It's like, what? Why?
She's like, Rachel getting married tomorrow.
Someone's getting married.
My best mate's getting married tomorrow.
It's like someone's getting married.
Why do you have... Because she's already married.
It's like someone's getting married, your friend's getting married, whatever. Why do you want to look like a complete idiot? Like, I don't understand the correlation. Anyway, that's something I find weird.
Yeah.
That's all.
and that's it. And that's it, everybody. You've had our top 10 there. That was number 10.
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested, we could make another list at some point that has the more general ones that people tend to put on the list of weird
I mean,
things.
if you're interested, as we say, just let us know.
Because maybe you will find them weird or whatever. But...
Tell us your weird British things if you're an American living in Britain, because I know we've got a couple of listeners who are Americans who live in Britain, or just any old foreigner in Britain.
And we're gonna do
about to be kicked out because of Brexit. Get him out!
And we're going to do the reverse episode also. So if you want to think of some things that are weird that Americans do, and send those.
Oh,
to
I've
us.
got my list.
Yeah, Dominic's already got his list, but maybe you might influence him to change some of the things on his list if you want to send us weird things Americans do. I know we do weird things too, so we'll talk about that next time anyway.
Next time, but yes.
Tweet us, Facebook us, Instagram us, buy us a coffee. Give us a rating on iTunes,
Spotify, whatever. And we're available pretty much everywhere you listen to your podcasts.
Stitcher, Pocket Casts, I think maybe Google Play.
Google Play, other places.
Yeah.
I mean, Anchor is one too.
Anchor is the main place where
that's where we upload now. So.
Yeah, and those are the links that you'll see on the website. If you go on our website and read the blogs that are attached to each of these podcasts, then you'll
written by Erica.
You'll see the little Anchor button. Yeah. I don't know what the little Anchor thing where you can listen to it. So
yeah. So thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.